Sabrina, season 2. Just months after the last episode. I love it.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
I know they're not going to keep that pace up, but if I get 2 seasons of Sabrina a year, that'd be amazing.
Right?
This season left it in such a way, though. I don't know where they
Do you think they'll
they kinda set up where
do I really like how they had like a Yuletide, or what did they call it? They called it something. Like they had
like the winter solstice or something.
Yeah, like they went with like the witchy calendar thing. Like, do you think we'll get a summer special that's like that? Because that'd be kind of rad if they follow that calendar a little bit.
Ooh, it could be like Burning Man or what's that one with the bees or something?
Oh, Beltane.
Oh, the Wicker Man.
Yeah.
Or Beltane isn't Beltane? Isn't that Halloween?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know enough about my witchy stuff to be
I'm not
talking about
Wiccan.
this, so yeah. Oh, Beltane is May 1st, so it already passed. So that's a big no.
They kind of did their May Day-ish thing.
But Sam Hain, like if we don't get new Sabrina by Halloween, I could see a Halloween special.
Oh, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Season 1 was like a Halloween special.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I guess season 2 too, but specifically season 1. I enjoyed this season. Like, I wasn't disappointed.
The only thing that I didn't like about it, and it was only one thing, was the Nick thing.
Nick Scratch.
Yeah, I didn't like him becoming the vessel or whatever, and then now they're gonna go save him. I wasn't fond of that, but other than that,
it had a weird like Buffy vibe to it though. That was kind of interesting in the way they ended it. Like all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, we're the Scooby Gang."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was slightly cheesy to me, for sure.
But it was very Archie Comics.
It was, for sure. It felt like they concluded a bunch of arcs, and they needed something to be like, have a cliffhanger. Because at the end of season 1 had a good cliffhanger, where it's just like, oh, she conjured hellfire and she signed the book. Like, what's this mean? And she's, she's got white hair now and all that. And this season, it's like, well, spoilers, they banished Satan and what's her name took over hell, and they kind of wrapped a lot of arcs. So,
but relinquished Michelle Gomez. Like I don't know if I want a Sabrina season without Michelle Gomez.
And the teacher lady's not the same,
right?
But is she still going to be in the show?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm assuming the teacher will be there, but
be a boring teacher lady.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna say if they didn't make Lilith the queen of hell, I would have stopped watching it forever. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
so even if that means she's gone now out of the
yeah, I don't care. I mean, she can be gone. That's fine.
Maybe there's a hell version that looks like Michelle Gomez. I mean, they could probably still use Michelle Gomez in that role.
They got you behind her, rooting for her.
Yeah.
Whereas, not that she was unlikable or anything. She's highly entertaining, but she's even through most of this season, she's still like one of the villains.
Yeah, kind of. But she helps too.
Well, and we got Alexis Denisoff. Wesley?
Right? I was a little disappointed. Her fiance guy that shows up.
Oh, okay.
He's Wesley. I kept saying that during the show.
Mm-hmm.
He was in, well, he's not great in Buffy, but he's in Angel. I showed you a clip once.
He's really good in Angel. I mean, like, when people complain about Angel, I'm like, I don't know. There's some characters they just vastly improved in Angel.
The Wesley arc is one of the best character arcs in any TV.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah, you guys go have your fun with that.
It's amazing.
It's good. It's real good. There's some good arcs in Angel.
That they could take a character
that dopey.
That ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like one of my least favorite. That show is made of.
I don't even know who the character is because I don't watch Buffy, much less Angel.
I don't care. I'm just telling you.
I know. Okay.
I'm telling the listener. Again.
It's good.
Angel is a show made up of entirely of my least favorite characters from Buffy. All of them. And almost all of them are completely redeemed. It's amazing.
Ugh. I'm so tired of it. Can we let's move on.
When was the last time we talked anything about Buffy and Angel?
You bring it up all the time.
When?
All the time. Anyway, let's move on.
When Wesley was on Sabrina.
Okay, so
of course, it's Wesley.
I was surprised that they didn't have Sabrina get back with Harvey ever. I thought that would happen, but it didn't. And so,
were you pleasantly surprised or like annoyed?
No, I don't know. I mean, no, I don't think so. I was not pleasantly surprised. I mean, they don't have to be together, but I really don't like him with that other chick.
Roz.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't care how they play it. It would be uncomfortable for everybody involved.
Yeah.
I think it still is. I think it is uncomfortable.
I feel like he's coming around a little bit because he was annoying. Even through a lot of the season, he annoyed me.
Yeah.
I understand like him being so upset, especially after last season, but he was stubborn about it for a long time this season until suddenly like I like his exposure to this stuff though, because it goes from 0 to 100 instantly because he's like, well, I guess I'll grab my gun and go help. And then he shows up and there's angels and like floating Sabrina. It's like instantly insanity as soon as he walks in, and he's like, ghost children. He's like, like there's no breaking Harvey into it. It's just all or nothing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And I feel like that kind of, and then an episode later, him and Roz and Theo, the whole gang are holding the doors of hell closed. And it's like, wow, you guys just throw him right into it.
Yeah. I'm surprised she didn't see that more of that coming. The
Roz?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it obviously was like fated to be that way. He just happens to draw, and I think I already have maybe done some drawings of that nature, and whatever just happens to, know about this other, the way it all clicked together.
I do want to say, though, I still find, what's his name? The cousin.
Ambrose?
Yeah.
Ambrose. His art.
Did he have an arc?
Well, he didn't really have
just like slapped around a bunch, it felt like.
His season was weird.
Yeah. He was like the gopher character, like, oh, we need somebody to fill this plot hole, Ambrose.
Yeah, he didn't feel as strong this season. And also, like, his boyfriend, like, that whole thing did not pan out like I expected. Because they set up a weird thing. Like, the only reason he was his boyfriend is because in season 1, what's her name, like, give him a love potion. Like, it seemed like he was going to leave.
Well, he probably would have if he would have lived. But we didn't give him that chance.
Yeah, I don't know. That just felt like a weird kind of thread that they didn't follow. But also, I guess whatever he's by, but like they kind of otherwise dropped his gayness this season. Like he just,
I
just thought it was weird.
Yeah, his whole love angle with her and killing off his boyfriend.
His character just felt really off.
Well, maybe they were like, we're getting a lot of like, what do you call it, pushback or whatever, because they went so unbelievably PC, or not PC, whatever that.
So the SJW. I was going to ask,
yes.
The SJW.
How do you think they fared because there's that, and then there's also the whole arc with Susie/Theo.
Yeah.
And I had asked Holly, like, do you think they're handling the whole Susie-Theo transition? Do you think does that feel genuine? Does it feel okay, or does it feel contrived? And so I guess that's a question. How'd they handle a transition for a trans character?
I always hate when they do this, honestly, because if you're not going to do like real, like deep character building, it always is stupid.
If it's going to be surface, it just feels surface and
and it's
does a
no
disservice.
Good.
Yeah,
right. And they didn't really do it.
So you felt this was surface too.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I would agree. I was like, I understand that this is, what's the word? This is inclusion, or this is yeah.
It's even worse because it's like trending. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's the thing that everybody's about right now. So they have to add it in.
It comes to like, I guess, harken back to what we might have talked about on pre-show, just like motivation behind doing a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they do the thing because this is the story they want to tell, or did they do the thing because it's popular? This is the thing they should do.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I didn't mind how it was handled with.
Well, they didn't do it.
What was her name before?
It was Susie.
Susie, Theo. I didn't mind how that was handled, and they kind of explored it a little bit with
her aunt.
No, I don't.
Basketball? I don't know.
I still don't like the whole deal with her aunt. None of that makes sense to me.
I just want someone to sit down with her and be like, explain it to me so I understand where you're coming from. That's all I want, is her to be somebody to ask her, and her to be like, I'm not, I am or am not gay. I am or am not whatever. I do or do not want this. This is just how I feel because this is how I feel because I'm a person.
No, I feel like they explored that a bit because they
not really.
They had that whole thing in that episode that I really liked because it's an anthology episode in the middle. It felt like their Halloween episode, except it wasn't Halloween. They explored it where she got changed, but then was turning into wood. But like she kind of, I don't know, she talked about it to a couple characters. So I didn't mind that. I actually kind of feel like of all those kind of definitely feels like there to be inclusive character traits, that stuff was handled a little bit better. But for the most part, her, I'm assuming the actress doesn't identify that way. So
well, actually, okay. So because you brought it up, the actress is Lachlan Watson, and they identify as genderqueer and pansexual and uses they/them pronouns. They are a feminist.
Okay, well then, good. I'm glad you mentioned that. But I feel like that was handled better than basically everything that involves her friends. That's not Harvey, because Harvey is like love interest. But everything that involves her human friends feels like it's just there to serve that purpose. I'm not going to say to serve that agenda. I'm not saying it's an agenda, but that purpose. Like,
did you notice that all of them have dead mothers, by the way?
No.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's weird.
Sorry, I just wanted to bring that up. I noticed it before, and I never talked to you about it, and that's weird that I never did, but I didn't want to interrupt during the show, and then I lost it, but yeah.
Heavy themes this season of, I mean, they nail you over the head with the sexism and the patriarchy thing.
Yeah.
And I thought that was okay. I mean, it's obvious, but I thought that worked fine for me.
Yeah, it was obvious, and it worked into the whole overall plot too, because Lilith and Sabrina and all of that. It makes sense for them to do that.
Yeah, and some respects it felt relevant.
That's what I'm saying.
And if we ever get married, you always have to walk behind me.
Yeah, right. You always yell at me for walking behind you, man.
You're right. Stop walking behind me. Get up here.
But
I'll slow down.
It's better to walk in single file when there's other people around. It makes more sense. But anyway, let's not fight about that right now.
It's not I think we've ever fought about, but
so okay, so like we've kind of talked about some of the character arcs and stuff, and like I think we touched on a lot of the big ones, but I feel like there's so many characters. So who got lost in the shuffle and didn't get enough time, and who got a little too extra this season?
Too much.
A little too much.
I feel like Ambrose, even though he was central to the plot, especially later in the season, got lost in the shuffle. His character. Because he could have almost been, they needed the family connection, but he could have almost been anybody.
Yeah.
Right.
I hated what they did with her aunt, the one that got married.
Oh, yeah. When they Stepford-wived her.
Yeah. And that sign seems like what would have happened, but I don't think that she would not have seen that coming. You know what I mean? Yeah,
she went into it much more stubborn than I would have expected.
Yeah.
And I kind of get it because she was very taken with him and his position of power and all that. But
the position, really.
Even before the wedding, she was a bit too blind to the situation.
Yes. I think she would have been much more cautious. Given her character.
I'm very surprised they went full on murderous villain with Blackwood.
Yeah, me too.
I kind of didn't see that coming.
I knew he was a bad guy, but they escalated his badness very quickly.
Like
murdering
he killed their
the
anti-pope.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he assassinated their pope. So,
right.
And I kind of hated their creepy, weak council people.
What about was it Hilda? Is Hilda the sister? Zelda's the one that got married. And so Hilda finally got her love interest, and we find out because we were kind of like, what's going on with the book guy or the bookstore? Yeah. What's going on with that guy? And we found out. What'd you think of that?
I think it was fine. I kind of wish.
I love that she used him later.
Yeah. Used him as a weapon, basically.
I know.
No, I like it. I like that they have a thing. I kind of wish we would have got, and maybe it would have been dull or something where they didn't know how to handle it. But I kind of wish we'd have got more.
Yeah.
Once they establish they're a thing, it's just like, okay, well, they're a thing. And they'll show up and they're like, whatever. I kind of wish, I feel like we could have got more her in general.
like her a lot.
Me too.
She's one of my favorite characters for sure.
Yeah, I agree. She's one of the best.
And I love when she's evil. It's like so rare, but it's like
we did get some really good stuff with her towards the end of the season for sure.
Like once you push her far enough that she,
straight up murder you.
Right.
Yeah.
Just poison you and just, Oh yeah, the one lady, because, she bakes her food and she's like, well, whatever, I'm immune to spells. She's like, well, that's why I used arsenic or whatever like that. It's like, wow, okay.
Almonds mask the taste of cyanide. No, I don't know. Whatever it was.
Yeah.
Who are they going to worship now? Because it's not going to be Satan. Are they going to worship Lilith? And does that change it? Are they not the Church of the Night anymore? I have all these questions.
Yeah, it definitely puts a lot of... Well, they're going to become the Church of the Speltman.
And
Are they? Is that what they said?
No, well, I don't think they call it that, but I got the impression, or at least the way it seems like they set it up is, well, then they're just going to start their own coven.
Yeah.
Because they,
Lilith gave Sabrina back her powers. Did she give her back her crazy awesome powers or just her regular powers?
I'm going to assume regular powers because her
Right.
crazy awesome powers were OP.
Right. And she was like the herald of Satan or something.
It was pretty awesome though.
It
And
was.
what I mean, it was weird when she got all her like, this is my purpose fervor thing, but I think she could have pulled it off still. I mean, Satan would have wanted something else, but I think she totally could have gone that way and made it happen anyway, because if she could do the miracles and she was all happy about it, people fall for that stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So do you think the whole, so like season 3, speculation, I guess, is it all going to take place in hell?
No.
No, I don't think so.
That cost too much money.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, the show looks great. I don't
That's
know
the
that
only
it's
reason.
got like hell budget.
They didn't even show it at all,
The
did
budget
they?
from hell. No, they
Uh-uh.
just like opened the door and you didn't see any of it, really.
No.
Which I kind of like. I kind of like the
Yeah.
idea of like on scene horrors.
And I always will forever think it's going to be, or it should be, or what if it was real. Oh, your own personal interpretation. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, sure.
I liked Satan. I liked the guy that they had play him,
Mm.
and I liked the way it was done.
When he showed up in his human form. or
Oh,
whatever.
Dorian Gray. We got to talk about Dorian Gray.
Oh, that was another
Holy
character.
cow. When I figured out who it was, I was like, oh my God, this is awesome.
We could have got more of him. I thought he was interesting.
Hmm.
Maybe there's not much more of the character than what we saw, but yeah, I thought he was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets his throat cut, and he's like,
Mm.
comes back, and yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it was. Did Satan? Okay, I know he turned into Satan, the hooven horned creature, because because he was away from God, I guess. But Lilith never did that we saw. So is she not going to be? She's just going to. What's she going to be? I don't understand.
Well, she wasn't an angel though, right? Like, because
No, she wasn't an
she
angel.
she was always, well, apparently immortal, but she was always a human.
Yeah, she was more human than Eve.
I like that she made her like a scarecrow zombie guy
Yeah,
out of her rib.
Yeah.
I thought that was great.
yeah,
Or give him life out of her rib.
yeah.
I was surprised to get like a more direct backstory about her and Satan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was
that seemed
sweet.
almost unnecessary, but it was all right. It didn't feel out of
No,
place.
I mean, I think it helped buy her sympathy, get the viewer behind her.
Yeah.
Right.
But honestly, he was injured and whatever. She could have already been the queen of hell. Okay, don't just spend your time supporting a man. Just do it yourself. Sorry.
She did in the end.
That's true.
Yeah, it just took her millennia. Sorry.
It was Machiavellian. It took time.
I like their plot
Yeah.
against Satan too.
Yeah.
I mean, the Nick Scratch thing aside, but I kind of liked how that played out
Ew. Why does he want to marry his daughter?
because he's Satan. He's going to do the most perverse things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that whole wrinkle.
Yeah. She's the Antichrist. She's not just the herald of hell. She's the Antichrist.
Oh, I just remembered the vegetable doppelganger thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. The mandrake root or whatever.
They made that so sad.
It's
Yeah.
so bizarre.
Like you feel so bad.
That might have
for
been the best acting out of her, though. Like I felt,
Yeah.
as far as like Sabrina goes, like that may have been her best acting in the series so far, in my mind.
Yeah.
They made that surprisingly sad. I was like, I did not expect that.
Yeah. I was hoping I'm like, maybe she won't kill it. Maybe they'll find some way to come back together because that's what they should do. And neither one of them wants to hurt each other. Yeah. It did things to my feelings.
I did they kind of introduced, well, they didn't. They set it up right from the beginning, but the prophecies and the miracles and stuff, they kind of wrap that up as soon as they introduce it. But technically they introduced it last season when she started doing crazy stuff like exorcisms and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I like that whole thing. I thought that was pretty.
Oh
clever
yeah,
little wrinkle.
like doubled down on her hubris too. Like now I'm the savior.
I hated the the main weird sister flip flopping 14 times.
I
Prudence, yeah.
didn't buy her stuff at all.
The Blackwood wrinkle.
Yeah, I didn't really buy that. I guess I kind of get it, but she doesn't seem that
Stupid.
desperate and dumb.
Yes.
Yeah, where she'd just like be oblivious. Like she's ready to kill Blackwood until he gives her some crap about like, oh, I can see you're now ready to. You'll do anything, so you're a Blackwood, and oh, I'll betray everyone now.
Yeah.
Right.
Ugh, yeah.
Didn't buy it.
So we weren't going to talk long about this. Let's not. It was great. We all liked it. Let's move on.
I liked it quite a bit.
Yeah, I know. You should watch it if you haven't.
Yeah.
Sabrina, man, it's good. I don't hear a whole lot of people talking about it, but it's highly enjoyable.